This video is going to illustrate doing a stope design in the case of a purely 2D block model, and we're going to do it in 2D. Again, I need to open up Excel. And what I did in Excel is I already set up a spreadsheet with a 2D block model actually in the spreadsheet. And as usual, we're going to open up our spatial pane and bring up DesignXL, which works on top of Spatial Excel. Okay, so by default I turned off the block model display. Let's just put the block model display on. It happens to come from Excel because it was convenient to generate a dummy 2D model. To show you that it is 2D, I'll just rotate it and you will see it's actually a 2D. It's a 2D model, and I generated some random log normal values for the gold. The idea here is that if you've got Krieg squares or purely 2D evaluation data, you can do a whole mine design purely in 2D, even though when I rotate it here it looks like a 3D world. So because we're in 2D, I'm going to just view from the top and zoom fit. Now I don't need to have a block model on while I'm doing the design. I could turn it on or off, doesn't really matter. In this case, because it's 2D, I'll leave the block model on because it doesn't really obscure the stope design. I chose out a perimeter here which is already too big to mine anyway, to have your panels going on for so long, or workplaces going on for so long, but it just illustrates the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my stope designer. And there we go, and of course I already set the raised line to be this raised line here, and I added just two sets of workplaces, one on each side, as I did before in the 3D case, and we can zoom in to see that there are my development panels. And if I turn off my block model, you'll see some stope panels on the left, and you'll see they're similar to what I did before. I chose the template, which I can show you here. The template is our simple pillars template, and I made the pillar widths 2 by 2. Just as in the other cases, I can now add multiple copies. On the left and on the right. And can very easily build up the mine design. These panels are also named. We can actually look at the data again. It's exactly like in the 3D case. You'll see there my panels are with their names. These are development panels. I can go down to the stope panels, there they are, and the gold value is left blank because it hasn't been evaluated yet. And there we go. So you'll notice I see here in my design I actually chose a perimeter which is outside of the perimeter I want to use. I'd rather want to use the perimeter in green. So that's not a problem. All I need to do is to just select the perimeter I want to use for my area that I want to design. I'm going to select it by clicking. Now I've selected it, and all I need to do is to say use that as my perimeter, and by doing that the design automatically adjusts to my new perimeter. I can now delete this old one which I'm not using. There we go, I've deleted it, and there's my new set of panels, a whole host of panels I've created that follow my perimeter very nicely with the development ends over here, and I can put my block model back to see how I'm doing, and there we go. So it was very simple to actually create a whole lot of stope panels using this tool. And let's just look quickly in 3D, even though you don't need to. It really is a flat 2D environment. I'll view from the top again. Now I can fill this whole perimeter if I want, but I won't, for argument's sake. I won't do it right now, but I want to just demonstrate the evaluation against this 2D block model. Again, to evaluate, I click on the layer I want to evaluate, Mind Design, Evaluation. I'm using this Excel block model which I created. It remembered from my last time when I set up this demo. And I'm going to evaluate gold, AU. Again, I can choose a split factor of, let's make a high split factor, 3x3 split factor to increase the accuracy of my evaluation against the block model. And I'll just click evaluate, and there we go, it's evaluated the stopes. I can now look at the stopes to have a look at the values, and there they are. I can see that each one has got a gold value, gold grade, all the way down. I can select the data I want over here, and I can copy it, the columns I want, which in this case here will be those particular ones there. Having copied that data, I can make myself a new sheet here and put this data in. So there we go. I've created a sheet with all my, so this sheet has all the panels, development and stope panels with their values, so we can use this in scheduling. As part of the process, of course, I can create a dependency set here, which I'm going to create. So I'm going to create a data source to store the dependencies. I'm going to refresh the dependencies. Then I can go back here to my data source, view this data. Now I have a table of each panel and the panel it depends upon. There can be many. Here there happens to be only one in each case, but there can be many dependencies depending upon your design. Or you can add them later. So what I could do here is select them all, copy the selected, just what I want. And again, similarly, I can add another sheet here with the dependencies in and paste them. So now I have another sheet which has got my dependencies, and the first sheet has the actual values with their gold and densities and their used volumes for the evaluation. That ends our 2D gridded evaluation and mind design of stopes.